grass, a play park for the kids. Were the gates locked? What? It was late at night. Were the gates locked? I don't remember. You don't remember. Pause. 2 beats. Where did you meet her? Quickly. At a disco. You don't seem the disco type, Mr. Shand. Another snort from the machine. Describe the place to me. Shand shrugged again. Like any other disco. Dark, flashing lights, a bar. What about victim number 2? Same procedure. Shand's eyes were dark, face gaunt, but for all that he was beginning to enjoy himself, easing into his story again. Met her at a disco, offered to take her home, killed her and fucked her. No intimacy, then. Did you take a souvenir? Eh? Rebus flicked ash onto the floor. Flakes landed on his shoes. Did you remove anything from the scene? Shand thought it over, shook his head. And this was where, exactly? Warriston Cemetery. Close to her home? She lived on Inverleith Row. What did you strangle her with? The bit of rope. The same piece? Shand nodded. What did you do? Keep it in your pocket? That's right. Do you have it with you now? I chucked it. You're not making it easy for us, are you? Shand squirmed with pleasure. 4 beats. And the 3rd victim? Glasgow, Shand recited. Kelvin Grove Park. Her name was Judith Cairns. She told me to call her Juju. I did her same as the others. He sat back in the chair, drawing himself up and folding his arms. Rebus reached out a hand until it touched the man's forehead, faith healer style. Then he pushed, not very hard, but there was no resistance. Shand and the chair toppled backwards onto the floor. Rebus was kneeling in front of him, hauling him up by the front of his shirt. You're a liar, he hissed. Everything you know you got straight from the papers, and what you had to make up was pure dross. He let go and got to his feet. His hands were damp where he'd been holding the shirt. I'm not lying, Shand pleaded, still prone. That's gospel, I'm telling you. Rebus stubbed out the half-smoked cigarette. The ashtray tipped more butts onto the table. Rebus picked one up and flicked it at Shand. Are you not going to charge me? You'll be charged, all right, wasting police time. A spell in Sawton with an arse bandit for a roomie. We usually just let him go, Maclay said. Stick him in a cell, Rebus ordered, leaving the room. But I'm him, Shand persisted, even as Maclay was picking him off the floor. I'm Johnny Bible! I'm Johnny Bible! Not even close, Crow, Maclay said, quaderning him with a punch. Rebus needed to wash his hands, splash some water on his face. 2 woolly suits were in the toilets, enjoying a story and a cigarette. They stopped laughing when Rebus came in. Sir, one asked, who did you have in the biscuit tin? Another comedian, Rebus said. This place is full of them, the second constable commented. Rebus didn't know if he meant the station, Craigmillar itself, or the city as a whole. Not that there was much comedy in Craigmillar Police Station. It was Edinburgh's hardest posting. A stint of duty lasted 2 years max. No one could function longer than that. Craigmillar was about as tough an area as you could find in Scotland's capital city, and the station fully merited its nickname, Fort Apache, the Bronx. It lay up a cul-de-sac behind a row of shops, a low-built, dour-faced building with even doorer-faced tenements behind. Being up an alley meant a mob could cut it off from civilization with ease, and the place had been under siege numerous times. Yes, Craigmillar was a choice posting. Rebus knew why he was there. He'd upset some people who mattered. They hadn't been able to deal him a death blow, so had instead consigned him to purgatory. It couldn't be hell, because he knew it wasn't forever. Call it a penance. The letter telling him of his move had explained that he would be covering for a hospitalized colleague. It had also stated that he would help oversee the shutting down of the old Craigmillar station. Everything was being wound down, transferred to a brand-new station nearby. The place was already a shambles of packing cases and pillaged cupboards. Staff weren't